Okay, I'm going to
All right.
ask you about gum health.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything specific to biomimetic dentistry with regard to gum health, but how do we keep our gums healthy and avoid pockets within our gums and gingivitis, those types of issues?
Sure. I mean, well, gum disease also, I mean, there's obviously some genetic predisposition. So if mom and dad have gum loss, gum disease, et cetera, the kids generally get it too, a little easier. Um, but a person has to be vigilant. So, for example, a dentist could grow up in one of those families, and because that he or she is vigilant, they don't get gum disease, but mom and dad had it. So there's something to be said with being vigilant and being able to take care of things. So what do we want to do? We want to get rid of the harmful causing bacteria if they accumulate and build up. How do we do that? Using different medicaments. Natural is best, in my opinion, that can eradicate and kill some of the harmful bacteria on a daily basis. Brushing can help and keep things clean. Again, on my freeholisticdentalcourse.com, I show proper brushing. It's amazing how many people don't brush proper there because they get a little bit of recession. Someone teaches them or something to just brush up away from the gum and very gentle. It's like, wow. I mean, the gums are meant to be stimulated by the toothbrush. By stimulating them, you're flushing the blood flow through it and you're keeping them strong and healthy. So, same way with flossing. The flossing can be where you're going up and down like a C around the tooth. So you're cleaning the sides. Well, you're cleaning, but you're also mostly breaking up bacteria. So those bacteria form this microbiome. It takes 24 hours for them to form a village. And the floss comes through, breaks them apart, and they go into apathy over the whole thing, and they're like, what do we do now? And it's like Groundhog Day for them. They're like, well, let's come back together again. Let's form a group. And then the floss comes through again. So it's like it's nice dance of keeping a balance there because without a lot of these bacteria, even some of the harmful ones, we don't want a lot, but even some of the harmful ones apparently detoxify things from our bodies. And even some that are more on the benign side, streptococcus and things like that, if they go way out of kilter, you can get infections and things like that. But they're also innately involved in um, uh, creating some of the nitric oxide in the body. So they take nitrates and they convert them to nitric oxide. And so that's what's keeping the blood vessels flexible and moving. So if you just try to kill everything and eradicate everything, you'll get some health, but long term, you can get overgrowth of other types of bacteria. Or if you're using a chlorhexidine or a medicated mouthwash, the number one side effect is hypertension.
Wow.
Wow, what a weird. Now, no, most people don't know that because it's so disconnected. You're rinsing with the mouthwash here. Bob's got hypertension. Oh, yeah, he just developed it. What's going on? Well, for the last 3 years, he's been using a certain type of mouthwash, increases the risk of that because the nitric oxide levels have gone down in the body. So all these things are connected, and because we become so specialized, we don't join the dots sometimes, right? So going back to your question, what does a person do? Brushing properly, flossing properly, right? Using natural products that can help eradicate the accumulation of harmful bacteria and really add back a good probiotic for the ear, nose, throat, and mouth. If you're not adding that back, then there's a chance that your own genome is going to just quickly go back to what you've been fighting. This way you can change it. And the beauty of changing it with these natural beneficial bacteria is if you go, yeah, I don't really like that, I want to change, within 3 weeks, it goes back. So it's not a Frankenstein's monster where we're changing something forever. We're just basically trying to drown out some of the harmful bacteria by killing them, yes, not killing the good ones, and then putting more of the good ones back in. There's only so much food supply in there, and then the good ones start drowning out. Now, if a person has gingivitis and no pockets, which a lot of people have, then doing just that will clear up their gingivitis. But if they have gingivitis and it's getting into the bone, then the body has gone into an autoimmune type of response. So the body is basically seeing some of these things as they're seeing inflammation happening. So rather than cleaning up the inflammatory area the body tells itself, we need more blood vessels in there to bring more white blood cells and the big gobblers, the macrophages, to take those bad bacteria out. Well, it doesn't know how to shut down. It starts attacking its own bone to get bone out of the way to send blood vessels there. And we begin to see bone loss. So what do we do with that? Let's get the bacteria balanced, turn that weird autoimmune response off, and we should bring about some health. And working with a good hygienist always does wonders. There's an interesting concept. I think it's in Finland and I think in the Netherlands, but Finland, I think for sure, because they have socialized dentistry. My understanding is they go and people generally get their teeth cleaned every 6 weeks to 2 months. And they have virtually no major troubles with their teeth because of that, because they're there all the time. So they're staying ahead of it before it becomes a problem. And last, I could tell you, my understanding in the United States, 50% of people don't go to a dentist regularly. They only go when there's an emergency, if at all. So it seems like they're maybe saving some money, but it's also good to get in. If you can find someone that's holistic, maybe biomimetic as a combination, get things checked, looked at, and just try to do things as minimal as possible, but keep that hygiene under control, because the healthier your gums are, the healthier your cardiovascular system, your heart, et cetera, is going to be. The people that have severe gum disease, they're at a multiple higher risk of getting coronary artery disease or having a stroke or something like that. For some reason, they have so much inflammation from the mouth, and it's getting into the bloodstream, and it's going in, and they can find it in people that have had, sadly passed away. They can find some of these walled off similar bacteria that are in the bloodstream or in the area of the clot or in the heart attack area. And so if we can reduce that, then we can bring about a greater quality of life.
Great. And your toothpaste has that ability to balance out the bacteria?
The toothpaste can help to bring health and healing to the gums, and it's got a remineralizing aspect for the teeth. So because it's glycerin free, it creates a super clean effect. Glycerin is in almost all toothpaste, and the glycerin super coats the teeth, and glycerin is negative charge. Plaque is apparently positive charge. So now you're brushing with most toothpaste, and within 10 or 15 minutes, your teeth feel dirty. Anybody I'd be talking about, yeah, they do. It's because the glycerin, you need to swish like 16, 18 times, et cetera, to get that fully off. So it can slow down the remineralization process, everything. So mine has no glycerin in it, no sodium lauryl sulfate. It's gentle foaming with natural coconut agents to help with the foaming. And it'll help remineralize the teeth, because we took a product called hydroxyapatite. Hydroxyapatite is basically essentially the mineral content of bone and tooth material. And it was nanoparticleized. And the importance of it being nanoparticleized is when you put it in a toothpaste, when you brush it on the toothpaste, it'll go into those dental tubules, not just around them, but actually go inside. They're small enough to fit in the circumference. And so theoretically, it should decrease sensitivity, make the teeth feel cleaner, et cetera. And that's what we're getting, the reports that we're getting, and the studies are showing that it does actually occlude those dental tubules. So you want that with the toothpaste. With the essential oil that we have, it kills 8 of the major inflammatory pathogenic bacteria that are attributed to gingivitis and gum disease, and also to fungus, candida. So in fact, the researchers that did the study, they were blown away. It blew away the control drug. It was much more potent than the control drug for candida or fungus of the mouth. It's a specific certain strain. So then after you've cleaned everything up, now you've got a nice, the slate is clean, it's ready to go. Then you put a couple of the tablets of the probiotic in and let them just seed and go through and keep laying in their strong foundation. And it's interesting, the reports we get mostly from women. I don't know why, genetically or whatever, but many of the women will say, taking the probiotics when I wake up in the morning, my teeth feel so clean. I don't even feel like brushing my teeth. And I'm like, okay, well, you still need to brush your teeth, but the men don't notice that so much. But all in all these things, the breath gets fresher and healthier. The little essential oil, we could call it ready to be kissed, because you put a little drop on your finger, you rub it in, and I mean, the spouse is right in, like, oh, this changed our lives, we're, more intimate, et cetera, right? And go, wow, okay, that wasn't my main purpose, but okay. It's just a sign of robust health would be naturally fresh breath, unless someone's eating garlic all day long. There's nothing you could do if someone's eating garlic all day long, okay? But maybe they'll live to be 110. They might live alone, but it's okay. They're going to live to be 110. So that's the three-pronged way to help do those things. So, and for anybody out there, there are some toothpastes that are saying they have probiotics built in the toothpaste. They don't survive is the problem. I did that research for about 7 or 8 years. They just die. And then they say, well, we'll put spores in there. It's like, I don't know. I don't know that the spore is going to nicely change into these healthy type of, I don't know what they're going to do, but I know what these bacteria do because there's huge studies on all this stuff now. So there's a lot of stuff out there. So I'm just trying to guide people. Great Oral Health has very, very safe products, but that's not my purpose really for being here. It's just to let people know, read the ingredients, read what's there. If you can get a toothpaste without glycerin, you want one without glycerin, it's going to be much cleaner. You want to also make sure it's not overly abrasive. There's a certain range from 0 to 250. If you stay in the middle there somewhere, it's really, really good because it'll clean things, but not strip away the enamel. And then if you can get something that can help the body remineralize the enamel every time you're brushing, well, then you've hit the holy grail, because right now we don't know how to turn the enamel enzymes back on to regrow enamel. They're working on it, University of Washington. They're going through FDA trials and studies, but we're a long way away from it. But it would be cool if they can do that. And then we've really got a solution. If someone eroded their enamel away, could we put a solution on there and let it grow so many nanometers per day? And then we would know after 2 weeks, we have so much laid down. So those things that's the future of dentistry and the future of oral care.